I did send you to know that those behind the cell phone, behind my mission, behind my internet from Canada, from Canadian Security Service, Muslim, Arab, and India culture, which is this man is being charged, which is this man in Canada has been charged. I will bring it to you. Now they blocking me to not showing this man. This man been charged on the criminal investigation for crime of the India culture in Canada behind my case. But Canada has only one choice in 2022 to destroy this man. This man must be destroyed in Canada because Canada coming on the biggest investigation, biggest attack ever we'll see. One country has been completely crushed on.
Indeed a tragedy, and I'm glad you brought this effort to our attention. Councillor Hunter, we're resuming the...
This earthquake, according to the God, is coming by 7.7, 8.7 hitting Ottawa, Ontario, Quebec, Ontario, 2022. God planned to freezing government of Canada under my investigation for $700 trillion. 700,000 trillion dollar God wants from government of Canada for what they did cost behind my future, which is already few flat happening in Canada so far, and you can see that major flat hits in their city, Quebec. I understand that this flat is gonna hit, but I did not know that so small, but this flat coming back by major to tsunami after October 23rd. Same people casting Canada Fort McMurray fire and this flat, they are Arab, Muslim, and India culture, and they're laughing when they see that Canada is under fire of flat. I am evidence to Fort McMurray fire when they did got attacking Canada, they laughing, they making music. Arab people from Canadian Security Service make the music for Canada. Canada is under, gentlemen, most serious investigation 2022 to bring in their government completely crushed on under national emergency evacuation for 700,000 trillion God want from government of Canada for lawsuit against these two culture, Arab Muslim and Canadian Security Service and India culture, what they did behind my case. I believe Iranian too, same time Iranian had a serious hand behind my case from many parts. They be on the investigation same time after Canada be hit. This flat coming back again by the angel of the gods, and this is the which is the coming to the government of Canada by angel of the God. They'll give warning, deadly warning to United States to wake up call because God want to come to attack after 23rd October. And you can see that I told not long ago, I told Philippines be destroyed, and you can check it out here. It's not long ago from here. Philippines has been marked for the deadly investigation to their culture behind the my case in Canada, what they did so far behind the my case crime, serious crime in the Philippine culture. They did from inside the Canada, government give them job, which is I told not long ago, I will bring attack to the Philippine land to crushing down their government, and it's happening from last month, just 10 days ago. This is a deadly warning to you, the NATO, European, United States, especially to you, Joe Biden. Deadly warning to you if you don't raise and freezing government of Canada under my investigation, you facing major attack in United States. Risk is, Joe Biden, you're losing all your satellite electricity after 23rd October if you don't bring in government of Canada, got told under my investigation, they got $170 trillion government of Canada pay me. I say $7 billion before 23rd October, and you be responsible, Joe Biden, to send into the NATO before too late, because you are not far. Sending to the NATO to investigation to government of Canada and freezing government of Canada. Under this investigation, they pay me for what they did crime by the Muslim Arab terrorists inside the Canadian Security Service and India culture, which is the running by this man in Canada, crime. So I am sending to you all, Mr. to know that this is the on the way coming. Joe Biden, if you don't freezing government of Canada under my investigation, they pay me $7 billion for this crime they cost me by their country. This is on the way, Joe Biden. If you don't do that, if you don't do this investigation and helping me, I can helping you. If you don't help, I am not going to help you. You must believe, Joe Biden, 2022 from 23rd October, you be under emergency if you don't do this investigation to Canada. This information must come to you, to all, to know that, ladies and gentlemen, I did send 6 months ago, maybe less, 5 months ago, Jupiter coming closer to Earth, which is the costing this very soon. Jupiter, I have a message from Jupiter, from Sun and Jupiter to you, Joe Biden, USA and NATO European. If you don't freeze in government of Canada, you facing Sudan and Gomorrah in NATO and in United States and European. And deadline was September, but God released again one more deadline, one more chance. 23rd October is your last day, Joe Biden, to freeze in government of Canada and bring in government of Canada by NATO and the courts. God wants you back in the court and World Watch and government of Canada coming under international courts by their Canadian Security Service and OCTBER to investigation to this two department and their government and World Watch what they did in my case in Canada and what is coming and what is the biggest risk. Risk is 1 billion people losing their house. Joe Biden, you have only 350 million, but European have more than your number. So God wants you make sure. Here I bring it to you. God wants you make sure, Joe Biden, you understand 100% what I'm sending to you. If you don't freeze in government of Canada under my investigation before 23rd October, after 23rd October, you must believe, Joe Biden, Sudan and Gomorrah coming. to your side, Joe Biden. Because Jupiter weather storm be released in 2022 from October 23rd. I have evidence of this will be released by angel of the gods coming. I understand right now they freezing my computer from Canada, Canadian Security Service, India culture, and Arab Muslim to not, I bring the evidence to you, but I am going to show you here. This culture, India and Arab Muslim in Canadian Security Service, God want to be destroyed, Mr. by freezing that Canadian Security Service building. Before I bring it to you back again, before you facing this, before from Jupiter to Earth, weather coming this to you, Joe Biden. I understand is the God released in third war, Joe Biden. You send it to NATO, European. If NATO, European not stand up for their ground to come in and freezing government of Canada immediately under my investigation, you must believe this is going to happen, Joe Biden. I don't care about the NASA information, or I don't watch for telescope, but camera or telescope. Here they say Jupiter to be closer to Earth. 2022, I say, because traveling as a speed of the light to coming closer to Earth by this angel. They want investigation to government of Canada by biggest tsunami ever was seen in the history of the world record, which is the destroying building and destroying bridge. I am evidence to 350 kilometer wind coming from Jupiter, USA government to send into the NATO European before NATO be destroyed, ashes all over building, and European be under the dust all over by the attack of the Jupiter weather. I am sending to you to know that if you don't bring in government of Canada, their team, what they did from Toronto inside the Canadian Security Service, terrorist operation inside the Canadian Security Service, to their government Ottawa building, the Canadian Security Service, Arab Muslim and India culture involved, as I show you that man. If you don't bring in government of Canada under this investigation, you must believe, Joe Biden, you facing third war. According to the gods, Jupiter will be released to attack your country.
Tallest and largest angel in heaven, in his true form, the width of his body being equal to the size of the world. When invoked,
this is the kind of Canada. They do that from Canadian Security Service, multicultural, India culture, and Arab culture to interrupt my information to you, which is Canada government be under deadly investigation, gentlemen. Which Canada government be under deadly investigation, deadly attack to freezing these two culture, India and Arab Muslim, inside the Ottawa to their Toronto Canadian Security Service.
He appears as a pillar of fire, his face more dazzling than the sun. He is the demiurge of classical Jewish mysticism, the male form of the Shekinah being the female manifestation of the Most High. In the Kabbalah, He is the angel who led the children of Israel through the wilderness after the Exodus, and is the twin brother or half-brother of the angel, Sandalphon. In the traditions of the Jews, Metatron is the supreme angel of death, and under his wing are the subordinate princes of death, Gabriel, Samael, and Azrael.
I just want to let you know more about this angel. This angel be released from space from Jupiter, which is the power of the Jupiter is running by the queen of the heaven, queen of the angel, which is he is the one of the top angel bringing the wind to destroy them, to bring in this attack, which is I show you here. You must believe Joe Biden to send into the NATO European if they don't freeze in government of Canada, because Canada must be hard hit to step down, because to tsunami you can see that this flat event, this earthquake or flat is not going to change in the Canada. Canada will be hit very hard, as I told you that 7.7 earthquake to 8.7 earthquake they hit in their capital city. From Quebec to Ontario, Ottawa be completely an emergency, because what is coming by Space God side is going to be national biggest emergency ever worth see in the history of the God attack. You can see that here. We are angel attacking your city, which is the Montreal, Quebec. They did. Our plan destroying your government in Ottawa to Quebec in 2020 by Qassem Yarahmadi. Investigation for 700 trillion God want from government of Canada for this crime they caused in behind my life in Canada. By many hands, you can say I facing 10,000 people hands. You can see that your government must be paying before we let your department, Canadian Security Service, Arab, which is they been marked inside their department for death consequence in, and India walk away from that building. So this investigation coming, as I told you that, gentlemen, by this weather, because nobody know yet how Jupiter will bring this major attack, which is I am going to bring to you angel of the God attack Quebec, Nova Scotia, Saint John, but this is not subject, but he's coming, his biggest subject very soon. I want to show you, gentlemen, here most important part. This angel be released for this attack, Jupiter to the earth. And I am speaking about the wind 350 kilometers, Joe Biden, which is a Sandy hurricane hit only 180 or 200 kilometers. But I am talking about 350 kilometer wind on the way to United States and not to European. If you don't freeze in government of Canada, if you take joke my information, you pay price Joe Biden in United States. You are one step far, Joe Biden. God take you from the center of the United States to the next life and bring investigation, deadly attack to the black culture in United States by 350 kilometer wind, which is the bridge is going to fall in United States. All the building is going to be crushed down. It's going to be emergency in United States. So if you don't take this information serious, which is I am sending to you, God want to bring attack after 23rd October. If you don't make Canada, bring in Canada by NATO European under my investigation, God wants 700,000 trillion from government of Canada for crime they did cause I say they pay me $7 billion before 23rd October, and United States, you're responsible to bring in NATO evidence of my information, which is I did told not long ago Philippines is going to be destroyed, and I am sending to you United States, you be under attack if you don't do this investigation to Canada, bringing them on the international court to World Watch Canada crime behind my case what they did before I bring in this attack to you, Joe Biden, because 350 kilometer wind coming by space by angel of the God to your side, Joe Biden, if you don't do this investigation to Canada. This information to all of you gentlemen to know that I have evidence of the angel raising from space faster of the light, speed of the light coming to investigation to government of Canada by Jupiter weather, which is the, I tell you today, 350 kilometer wind is on the way. If they cannot bring the bridge down or building, they force to the 400 kilometer wind. Man or woman or car fly on the sky. Joe Biden, you never see something like that, what I'm sending to you. You are responsible, Joe Biden, raising military action by Russia and NATO, European warning before NATO be crushed down, all the building, and European be on the biggest wind to tsunami, crushed down all the building, European building, apartment. You responsible to bring in government of Canada, got told, under my investigation before they attack. This attack, Joe Biden, is not too far from nuclear explosion by space. Angel of the God hits. Because this attack, Joe Biden coming from Jupiter, come on to the sun to raise him. And basically, Jupiter will raise in the east, Middle East, and sun will set up opposite direction to raise the army in the space for major disaster, Joe Biden. If you don't bring their agenda in the space, only one thing, they want government of Canada be shut down, their bank, their money, their internet, and people moving out final. If you don't freeze in government of Canada, under my investigation, they pay me for $7 billion for their crime, what they cost. You must believe they will shut down space, technology, weapon to bring in government of Canada under my investigation, World Watch. If you don't do your job by NATO, USA, Joe Biden, and NATO chief and European, Mr. Manuel Marco, if you don't do this job, and by Russia even, behind you, space will do this job and making major disaster, Joe Biden, to your side. Because no chance, as I show you here, wind coming 400 kilometers, 350 kilometers. If they cannot hit the building fall, they force 400 kilometers. This information is I am sending to all of you to know that God is the behind that. Jesus God behind the subject I am sending to you. And God give deadly warning to you, United States Joe Biden, to send deadly warning to the NATO European before let's, like as I told you, that risk for $1 billion 500 million
Low
people,
battery. Please charge.
500 million losing their building apartment houses. If you don't bring this investigation, freezing government of Canada under my investigation, they pay me as God told before 23rd October. After 23rd October, a space attack will be raised, Joe Biden, by Jupiter side to the sun, as I send it to you.
Low battery. Please charge.
And this investigation will cause major space disaster, Joe Biden, to the NASA, and its NASA USA is an operation in the European.